Hello everyone, welcome to another Making Monday Lovable video. And today I would like to talk about science. This week is going to be my science illustration week, so I thought to kind of adjust a little bit my Making Monday Lovable videos depending on whether I have my science illustration week or my abstract art week. So today I wanted to share with you my thoughts on what science is. And I deliberately did not check any definitions, any explanations, any general knowledge that's out there of what science is, because I would like to share with you my take on it. And so I'm educated, formally, officially, I'm educated to be a scientist. And I am a scientist because of that. Yes. Just like a lot of thoughts in my head. So I studied biology, my bachelor's, my master's, and then I did my PhD in plant physiology. So I have this big title that basically stamps me to be a scientist. And what science is to me is to basically gather knowledge. Any type of knowledge. In that case of my official education, I have quite early realized that I like most of the time, and what I'm drawn to is plant science. So I picked all subjects as soon as it was possible around plant science. And that's why I also did my PhD in that field, because this was just something that I was drawn to. So during that, on that path, I basically gathered knowledge around plants. What's happening in them, why, how, where, and so on and so forth. So in my case of my theses, my bachelor and master thesis, and my PhD thesis, I worked on a plant species called Arabidopsis thaliana. So this was the biological model organism I picked to acquire knowledge about, or from. Yeah, I tried to find out certain aspects of this creature living in the world, on a genetic, molecular, biochemical, physiological level. I had certain types of questions that I asked, and then I did certain types of experiments to get answers. Then I received certain types of data, numbers, sometimes pictures, sometimes other values, and then it would be analyzing what it means. And is my question answered or maybe not? Do I have to modify my hypothesis, and so on and so forth. So this is one way of doing science, and it's in the category of natural sciences, because then you have maths, there, physics, chemistry as well, ecology as well. So to me, basically, what it also means is, if I would have to simplify it, it's like riddles. I talked about that several weeks ago as well, to approach science like a riddle, because it's a mystery, and then you try to find out and find the answer to a solution to a problem. It's super fun. But I also think that it is not necessary to study natural sciences or any kind of official sciences, because we have social sciences as well, any type of official, what's called scientific topic, to study it and then to do a PhD. It's not necessary for me to be able to say I'm a scientist. Why? Because I believe that every human being, in a way, has the capability as well within themselves, without this official titles and educations, to be a scientist. Because if science is about acquiring knowledge, you can acquire knowledge about a plant in a different way. You can acquire knowledge about a plant by studying throughout the life cycles, of the year, and just how it changed, what does each part of the plant, for example, do to your body when it comes to health. Medicinal plants, for example. You don't have to analyze deep down on a molecular level and get a title to be able, to say I'm a scientist, because there's herbalists out there. To me, they are like officially called herbalists, but they are scientists as well, because they try to find out and analyze and see what it is, why, how, and then apply. They are actually applied scientists. So you can pick not just a plant as your model organism to study as a species. You can pick an animal, but you can also pick any kind of human. And the first and the most natural thing to me to pick as a subject to study, to understand, is ourselves. So I can pick myself as a study object and try to find out, okay, who am I? What am I? Why? Why do I feel this way? Why do I do a certain thing? What is the purpose of my life? Who am I? What am I supposed to bring into the world? All of these questions, all of these self-reflective questions, all of these wonderings about myself, my personality, my soul, my heart. That's also gaining knowledge and being scientific, because I'm trying to understand myself better. And then of course I can make experiments on myself. Let's say I can make a brain scan, so I know exactly how my brain works in certain situations, in certain, whenever I'm exposed to certain types of emotions, whatever. I can do all of this. I can go onto my physical plane and do science on myself. And that's often what people that do their PhD in the medical fields do. They do it on humans, but also on mice and on other types of organisms. And then you become a PhD as well. But then that's the official path as well, and the official labels of becoming a scientist. But you don't need to do that. So if I want to not understand my physicalities, but my emotional, my mental, and my spiritual capacities, then I can also do experiments. I can expose myself to different things in society, in the world, and I can see how do I react, why, what, where's maybe an issue, how can I work that out, and I can do these mini experiments on myself and understand myself better and get to a point of, okay, now I know what I actually want to do in life and how. And that's a type of experiment, and that's to me as being a scientist as well, without having the title or any studies. And I think that's often it's lost somehow, because you can't quantify emotions. Well, you can quantify, like social sciences, psychology, that it's possible, but it's all standardized, and we all are individuals. So something that I perceive, it is very difficult sometimes for me to express, and to put it in a box is even more difficult, because it's impossible sometimes. So you can't really wait, I'm having a call. I have never had that. So you can't really cluster and put it in a box like classical science is doing it. But that doesn't mean that you are less of a scientist. And you find out about all of these subconscious things, on this energetic level. Oftentimes it is, everything that's surrounding the aura, or our, how we, our charisma, the energy that we spread, and the energy that we receive from people. All of these things are called like, that's not scientific. But it actually is, because it exists. We meet people, have a certain connection, or don't have a certain connection. And now you can do that with every person you meet in life. And then you can go about collecting data points and doing experiments, collecting data points about how you interact with the world and other people. And that's a type of science as well. And that's the type of science I love the most. That's the most interesting to me. Because like this, I learn to understand myself, but I also learn to understand others and myself in the context of others and the world and the society. So yeah, this is what I feel science is. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your take on that. And otherwise, I wish you a nice Monday and a great week ahead. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.